everybody, welcome to the Empty Nest Teacher channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. For those of you who have seen some of our videos here before, thank you so much for coming back. We don't take any of you for granted. Well, today is Friday, October 1st. In the last video that I showed you, I told you that today I am off. So schools are closed for students today, and teachers have professional development, but I'm on leave today because I had a series of doctor's appointments. These are just, initial doctor's appointments because I'm a new teacher. I have brand new insurance and all of that. And I wanted to go ahead and get all of my appointments scheduled and get them done. So that way, I can have my baseline for, how, whatever is going on with me, my body. I'm very grateful that I just had a birthday, September 21st, and I turned 44. So I've been very grateful that I haven't had, any issues, any major issues with my body, any major issues in my life health-wise. And I'm just extremely grateful to God for that. But because, I transitioned to a new career, I wanted to, sorry for this camera shaking, guys. I'm in the car and trying to do it a different way. So I wanted to go ahead and get my doctor's appointments out of the way as early as possible. I didn't want to wait and kind of do some here and there. I just wanted to go ahead and just, get everything out of the way. So I had 4 appointments scheduled for today, but I have to reschedule one of them. So I just finished my first appointment, which was a mammography. Okay. So this is actually my first one. Like I said, I'm 44 and this is my first one. And I know that as women, we need to take care of our bodies. It was my story, as is so many women, that especially moms, we may be married, we may be moms, we may be grandmas, aunties, and we rip and run, taking care of everybody else. And that's part of, in a sense, our DNA. That is part of our DNA, to take care of our loved ones, especially as, moms, or, being a caretaker in whatever capacity that I am, caretaker for whatever capacity that may be in, being a caretaker for children. And so my story was kind of sacrificing myself, in terms of not really taking care of myself. My all went into my children. My all went into their well-being. My all went into making sure they were healthy. My all went into making sure that, mentally, spiritually, trying to, as the Bible says, raise them in the way they should go, and take care of their physical health. All 3 of my children are athletes. They all run track. They all ran in high school. My twin daughters, who are now 20, ended up getting track scholarships to college. So they're, they needed to go to the doctor annually anyway to get their sports physical and all of that. Of course, when you get ready to go to college, you want to get your physical, you have to get your blood work, all that type of stuff done, prior to going into college. But as they were growing, they ran summer track, they ran high school track, so they were running track year round. And so, because they were athletes, they kind of had to, medically kind of keep themselves healthy. So just, supporting them. So that was supporting them in school. I ended up becoming PTSO president. And I think I'm technically still the president. I think this is my 5th year, as the president. So that meant that, I was at the school constantly. I ended up becoming a track coach, which I'm technically still a track coach, even though I haven't been able to do much this year due to my teaching schedule, being a new teacher this year. But I was asked to kind of stay on as a coach and just help in the background, because I was more so an administrative coach. So I'm just kind of in the background right now. But, just putting my all into my children. And so that kind of, technically, I neglected myself. And I say I neglected myself because, yes, we can make the choice to take care of ourselves. Yes, or we make the choice to neglect ourselves. But when we're in the swing of things sometime, when we are at a place, especially if there are things going on that have to be addressed with our children, if there are situations that are going on and the children might not react to it, the best way, or, there's things going on. And these things can happen especially during the teenage years, high school years. There may maybe just be different things going on in everybody's lives that are completely different. Everybody has a different story. You tend to, you have the capacity to just jump in and make sure they're okay. It becomes all about them. And that's what I did. Now, that was a choice. And I would not take that choice back, because I had to do what I had to do, in the situations that I was dealing with. And although I had 3 kids, all by the same father, I have to say that. I was married. I'm divorced now, but I had 3 kids. They all have the same father. So it's not like I had, 2 or 3 different family situations going on. They, have the same father. But, even though I have twin girls, the mindset, the personality on each child is completely different. So the way they handled the situation that we were in was completely different. The way they reacted to the situation that we were in were completely different. The decisions and actions that they, that they took as a result of the situation we were in, completely different. And so I had to take the time out, step away from Andrea, to deal with, each individual one. And that takes time, that takes effort, that takes care, that takes love, that takes compassion, that takes understanding, prayer. It takes plenty of prayer and fasting. It takes, counseling, for the children and myself. And my children, 2 out of the 3 children did go to counseling, like official counseling. One was not interested, has not been interested yet. One was interested from the beginning and wanted to do it. The second was not interested at first because of a bad counseling experience when they were younger. And just now got interested again, which has been, awesome for her. But I personally have never had the opportunity to go to counseling, to deal with the emotional, mental part of, me being the wife or the mom or whatever in the situation that we were in. As I was supporting the 3 children in their own individual ways, I never had the opportunity to go to for real counseling. And that's one of the things when people would talk to me about, oh, wow, about what you've been through or whatever. That's one thing that they would say, you need to go to counseling. Like, I know you feel like you're okay, but you need to go to counseling too. And it's not that I was anti-counseling. It was just, I was just in mama bear mode, making sure that my kids were okay. And part of that was kind of, I was in a situation where I technically could not go to counseling unless I paid out of my pocket. I didn't have insurance, all of that for some time. And I really wasn't even thinking, like, I knew that I needed to go to counseling at some point, but my priority was they were my children. That was the priority. They were the priority, period. Andrea was in the background. So here we are with, the twins are 20. My son is 18 now. So they're young adults. Some are away, at college and doing what they have to do. And now it's me time. And so I had this conversation with one of my friends who is an empty nester as well. Her daughter actually graduated with my son. And we kind of had a conversation about, how we have to get back to ourselves. And I told her that I'm not, some people have said that you have to, figure out who you are and get back to yourself, and kind of just get back to who you were. But I'm a different person than who I was. I'm a different person at 44 than I was at 21 when I got married. I'm a different person at 44 than I was at 23 when I had my twins, and then 2 years later, 25, when I had my son. Completely different person. I was 26 when I got divorced. Completely different person than, at 26. And then going from 26 and being single all these years. I did not date anybody because my primary focus was my children. Never dated anyone. That's a whole nother conversation. There's so many other conversations that can be had as a result of this one conversation. That was a choice. It wasn't that I couldn't date or, whatever, but that was a choice that I made. Because of the situation that we were in, I felt it best for my children that I not include anybody else to the mix like that, because there was just already so much going on. And for their stability, overall stability, it was just best, for them to have something that was stable that they knew was not going to change. And so I decided to be that factor for them, that, it's not going to change. Now we've had, this will also be another video with my daughter. We've had the conversation with all of them. This is specifically with my older daughter, conversation about if I do start dating again or if I get married, whatever, how they feel about it and how she's going to react to it and all that, which is hilarious to me, especially at age 20. But anyway, I chose to sacrifice that part of my life. So here I am at 44, and getting back to myself. What does that mean? What do I like now? There are some things that, at 21, 23, 26 that I liked, that I still like now. There's certain mentalities that I had at 21, 23, 26, that I still have now. But there are so many differences from then until now. I believe that I'm a completely different woman. And I also say that some things are good. Some changes have been good. Some I'm not so happy about. I'm not saying that, I'm perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But when you're in a situation where you have to kind of shield yourself and defend yourself from the person who is supposed to protect you, it can make you a different person. Everybody deals with things differently. For me, it made me a different person. I often joke and say that I used to be my mom, and everybody that knows my mom knows that she's like this, quiet, sweet. She's like the sweetest person ever. Everybody loves my mom. She's not loud at all. She's just very unassuming, has a heart of gold and all of that. But I say that now I'm my dad. Now, my dad has a heart of gold. My dad loves everybody. He's like an assistant pastor, been an assistant pastor forever. So, he, loves dealing with people. He's a people person, all of that. Now, I might not have the people person, as much as he does, but he doesn't play. So, when it comes down to taking care of business, my father is the one. And so I have picked up that piece of him. And so everybody that knows my parents and I, joke about it, we can joke about it or whatever, because it's a difference between my mom and dad in terms of, how they address, things and situations. Like I said, my mom is quiet and everything. Now she will let you know, if she gets pushed to, to that point, but she can take a lot. And then my dad, is different. He's more upfront with it, so I'm now more upfront with it. I don't have a problem in defending myself. I don't have a problem in speaking up, especially when it pertains to my children or my family members. I don't have a problem at all. So I didn't used to be like that, but now I am. So I'm not saying that that's the best thing. I'm not like glorying in that so much, but it is what it is so far. So maybe whenever I get to go to counseling, we'll see what happens. That may or may not change. I don't know. But this is who I am now. And I think because I was in a situation where I did have to defend myself, I did have to fight for myself and for my children. And it was a very hurtful situation, to us all. And then having to put myself on the back burner, I developed such a thick skin. So when in my second half of life, so when I was divorced at 26 through 44, through 44, things kind of changed. The way I deal with things changed. The way my thought process, changed and all of that. And so, like I said, some good, some, I'm not going to say bad, but I think, the way I had to change is the part that was bad. The reason why I developed the thick skin was the bad part. But the fact that I don't mind speaking up for myself, I don't think that's bad. I'm not a disrespectful person at all. I think mostly everybody that knows me, except for a few people, that have had to meet that Andrea. In general, I still can take a lot. I try to use wisdom when I respond to different things. Sometimes that means I don't respond, because I had to get to the point, is it even worth it to respond? Is it worth my time? Is it worth the effort? Is it worth the emotion? Is it worth it? And some things are not worth it. And that came with experience, that came with age, that came with wisdom, that came with prayer, and just really asking God to help me, all this time. So I'm really, again, grateful to God for bringing me from that part to this part. So, today, getting back to my original purpose for this video, today it's part of me getting back to myself. Okay. Taking care of myself. So I had, my mammography today. It was the first mammography I've ever had. And I know a lot of people talk about, a lot of women talk about, oh my gosh, it's painful, it's this, it's that. Other people tell me it's uncomfortable, all of that. So my mammography technician, was awesome. She was awesome. She, made me feel comfortable and, asked me different questions, let me ask questions if I had any, which I really didn't have any because I just wanted to see what was going to happen. She explained everything that she was going to do. She explained that it could be uncomfortable. She explained that, based on my pain tolerance, that, it could hurt. But I let her know that I kind of have a high pain tolerance. So I'm assuming it will probably err on the side of uncomfortable as opposed to painful. Which, thank God, was correct. So it was a little, uncomfortable. Of course, we know what, a mammogram is. She had to, lay my breast up on the machine, and, the plate was pushed down onto it, and then, take the pictures and all of that. And so, there were a few pictures done on each breast. And so I have to wait for about an hour. I think while I was on here, I got a message. So it didn't even take an hour. It was less than an hour. I got a message in my health portal that the results are back. But, because I've never done this before, and this is my first experience, like I said, I just wanted to get this done. I didn't want to wait until down the line, because in terms of our school schedule, we don't have a day off. We have some PD, some professional development days. Today, Friday, October 1st, Friday, October 15th. We have parent-teacher conferences on October 11th. And then we might have some other PD days. But the first day we have like off, where teachers are actually off, is during the Thanksgiving break. So I did not want to wait that late to get these doctor's appointments started, because this is part of Andrea getting to know this new Andrea, taking care of this new Andrea, delving into what it takes for me to be who I am today. Who is Andrea now, the teacher? Who is Andrea, the 44-year-old woman, taking care mentally, even spiritually, and especially physically. I'm not going to be here mentally, emotionally, spiritually if I'm not here physically. So I need to take care of my physical self. And so this is the first part of me addressing my physical self. So later on today, I have my my physical appointment, my actual physical, and that will be the first physical that I will have had in a minute. So I wanted to go ahead and get that done. And then after that, I have to go ahead and get my blood work done. Haven't had blood work done in a long time. So those are the 3 appointments that I have today. So I just had my mammography, I have my physical, and I have my lab appointment later on today. I also need to schedule my eye appointment. I don't wear glasses, but I just want to go ahead and get everything done because I haven't done it for a few years. So I need to do my eye appointment with my optometrist, and I need to go to the gynecologist and get that appointment taken care of. So those will be the next 2 appointments that I do, but I do have the 3 today. I had to reschedule one of them, and they didn't have anything else available for today, because I was trying to get everything done today so I would not have to take off even during PD. So I'm missing the PD today, but I have a few coworkers that I can tap into to get the information about what's going on for today. And so, here I am, sitting at the doctor's appointment and starting this journey to take better care of me. And I just wanted to share it with you. So I encourage, I implore those women, I'm not going to say just moms, because it doesn't always have to be that you're a mom. I encourage any women who are who are watching this video today to take steps to take care of you. Get back to taking care of you. Yes, we can take care of everybody else on the planet. Yes, it's in us. It's in us, especially if they're our kids or our family members. It is in us. But if we're not here, then nobody's here to take care of them. So we have to take time out to do that. Even if you do what I did, which is waited until my kids, graduated and were gone to then, get to myself. But do it. Do it. Don't put any appointments off. If, like I said, I've been very fortunate and blessed not to have any medical issues. This whole time where I didn't go to doctors and I didn't, have appointments, I didn't do this and that, and I was focusing on my kids. I was very blessed not to have any issues, and I don't take that for granted. But I also feel like I'm using wisdom to not stretch it. I am getting older. I'm not 20-something anymore. I'm not 30-something anymore. I'm, mid-40s now. And I have to take care of my body. Even if I don't feel anything right now, I need to go to the doctor. I don't want to wait until it's too late. I want to go to the doctor, get all of these general appointments, make sure that me not feeling anything, means that I'm okay. I don't want to take my health for granted. The other thing that I need to do, and, it has to be done in phases for me. because I have to prioritize is, losing weight. I was not always this size, but due to stress over the years and just not taking care of my body, not getting proper sleep. So I have to even address that. It's so many things I have to address. And so I have a checklist of personal care things for Andrea, where I need to make changes to take care of myself. So, like I said, guys, this is the first step. This was my first doctor's appointment in some time. It was a mammography. I have to, once I get off of this video, look and see what my results were. Trusting God that, everything was all clear. But I have to do what I have to do. And so as I journey to take all of my doctor's appointments and get, address my body and then eventually address my mind, go to counseling and all that, I'm going to bring you on a journey with me. So thank you so much for those of you who stayed until the end of this video. Please comment down in the comment section if you can relate to what I'm saying. If you are a woman and you have put yourself on the back burner, and you feel what I'm saying, and you need to get back to yourself, and like I explained, it might not even be back to the same self. It might be back to a new self, which is fine. And then you have to kind of identify this new self. You have to get familiar with this new self. Because you put so much time into other people in your life, you have to get, familiarize, with this new self. I'm not getting familiar with the old Andrea. She's not there anymore. Pieces of me are there. It's not like I've completely changed, but so much has happened. I've evolved, and that happens with age. You evolve. And I've evolved into the person that I am today. And I have to get familiar with the person that I have evolved into. What things do I like? Certain things, like I said at the beginning of the video, certain things that I liked back in my 20s and 30s, I still like now. I like to travel. I like to read. Didn't have time to read for many years because I was just ripping and running, doing different things. I have recently started picking my books back up and kind of getting some reading in. That's one of the things that relax me. I was a couponer, heavy couponer. Haven't done that in ages. I need to get back to that. That's like a stress reliever for me, is couponing. But, I love eating, and I need to change that though, because of, how I have not taken care of myself. I just don't need to eat any old thing. So I'm getting, in I think the past year or two, getting more acclimated into healthier eating, trying more vegetables. I would never been a vegetable person, but I've gotten into some vegetables and stir fries and all that type of stuff recently. So just getting Andrea together. Who Andrea is today, that's who I am. That's who I have evolved into. Being honest with the Andrea of today. Are there some things about myself that personality wise, definitely, physically and mentally and emotionally, that need to be addressed, that have gone unaddressed? But, are there some things that need to be changed and addressed? I'm sure. But I have to go through the process to identify them, go through the process to prepare to change them and make the modifications that need to be made to be a better me. Not to change Andrea, just become a completely different person, but to be a better me. We can always be a better me. We're never going to be perfect, but we can always be a better me. I can make decisions and take steps to make me better. So, this was longer than I thought, just like the last video was longer than I thought. And I think it's because I haven't been on here in a while. So you're just going to get what comes. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you stayed to the end, it's almost 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get off. If you wouldn't mind, please click share. Please click the like button and subscribe to the channel, and then click the notification bell. So that way when I upload new videos, you will be among the first to know. I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you have not seen the previous videos, go back and watch them. You can see how I'm transitioning into my teacher life, and how I'm transitioning into the 44-year-old Andrea life. What will that look like moving forward? We shall see. Come on the journey with me. Thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye.